Hi, now we are in video number 14 and we are going to discuss about the types of fish, the fish needs and their personalities and their habits. Yeah, so when we talk about their growth patterns, for example, you take arowana, because it needs a long aquarium, because it grows, the width will be less but the length will be more. It can grow up to around 1 or 1.5 feet to what I have seen, maybe more, I don't know, I'm sorry. But when it comes to the flowron, it doesn't grow as long as arowana, but that will be short. When compared to arowana, the width and the length will be of some equal proportions. So when it comes to eels, they are not so fat or so this, but they may be of this width, but they will be of more lengthy. And when it comes to angelfish, yes, they are thin, but because of their fins they appear wide. So basing upon your personal interest with the fish, you can select the aquarium or the size of the aquarium you want, or you can bear, and depending upon the aquarium or the space requirements or the space you can provide, you can go for your favorite fish. When it comes to these guppies, mollies and these sort of things, they don't grow more than 1.5 inch or so, so they don't need much space. In a very limited space you can house more of them. Yes, when it comes to goldfish, they do need space, they do need space. So these are the growth patterns, a small introduction about that. So when it comes to their feed requirements, some are pure herbivores, means some vegetable matter. Some are pure carnivores, they prefer mostly live or meaty substances. Some are omnivores, which eat both vegetarian and non-vegetarian, and some varieties are there, if they get a chance they will swallow the smaller fish in the aquarium. You can go for arowana, flowron and oscars. These are under my knowledge. So these are the fish, and the fish feeding patterns or feeding behaviors. For example, if you take an aquarium which are housed with goldfish and guppies or mollies and these sort of things, and when feed is given to them, these guppies, mollies, angelfish, these sort of things just can't swallow the food whole. They just keep nibbling at them and they will be tearing small pieces. But when it comes to the goldfish, it just comes and swallows the whole at once. So while if we want to raise these two in one tank, you please consider what I have told you right now, because if the goldfish swallows, what about the smaller fish? How do they get food? So they may starve to death. So keep this in view, how to feed or what are the fish eating habits of fish. Okay, yes. And another thing is, a few fish prefer to stay at the bottom of the aquarium, whereas few fish try to stay at the middle layer, whereas some other fish wants to be at the surface of the water. If we house the aquarium with the fish which wants to stay at the bottom will be filled with fish, but the upper portion of the aquarium will be empty. At the same time, if you fill the aquarium with fish which roam on the surface at the top layer of the aquarium, your aquarium will be busy, or the top layer of your aquarium will be housed with a lot of fish, whereas the bottom will be empty. Sorry. So if you keep this into consideration, you can just go ahead and plan which sort of fish you can select, so that the top layer, the middle layer and the bottom layer will be engaged with fish, and your aquarium seems to be lively and full with fish. This is another way you can think of it. Some fish, most of the aquarium fish absorb oxygen from the water itself. Whereas, up to my knowledge, there are two fish which absorbs oxygen from the above the surface of the water, that is from the air. They are the betta fish and the gaurami, because they have labyrinth organ. And there are a few fish, for example, goldfish. Goldfish needs or consumes a lot of oxygen when compared to the betta fish or guppy or angelfish and these sort of things. So the oxygen requirement and the food intake also varies from fish to fish, because goldfish types of fish consume more food, whereas tetras, barbs, angelfish, morphs, these sort of things consume very little food when compared to goldfish. Basic on that varies. There are a few fish which can happily gel up with any type of fish. So you can say goldfish, mollies, platies, guppies, angelfish, and there are many more varieties where they don't have problem to gel up with any type of fish. But there are a few fish, they are called the wild varieties, like you can say tigers, morphs, chichils, and these sort of things. They will be quiet only when they are with the same group of fish. But if they are with the softer variety of fish, say goldfish, mollies, guppies, platies, these sort of things, those wild varieties will trouble these sort of fish, chasing or nibbling their fins, these sort of things. So it's not recommended to keep these two varieties in one aquarium. Other types of fish are egg layers and live bearers. Egg layers. What are egg layers? As we all know, every organism reproduces. In the same way, our aquarium fish also reproduces. So some fish are there where they lay eggs. The eggs has to get hatched, and the fry, we have to take a lot of care for the fry. Only then the fry will survive. But there are many more varieties of live bearers, means they give birth directly to the fry. So it will be very easy to separate the fry and raise them in a separate tank. And these varieties come into guppies, platies, mollies, all these sort of things. So my intention behind this video is to create an overall view about the types of fish, their physical requirements, food needs, and the behavior patterns. I have done all this to help the new aquarist to get a better view or vision before getting into the aquarium hobby. And I'll be meeting you in my next video number 15, and that's going to be about the food, fish food, exclusively about food. Okay, yeah, let's meet there. Bye.